this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you for joining me today. Sorry, just closing my door in case anyone comes rampaging in. Thank you for joining me today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK, and I bring you projects made with Stampin' Up goodies, hopefully to inspire you, give you ideas for your own crafting. And I hope you like watching along. Right, this is our project for today. This is my entry for the Project Share blog hop that I do once a month with 3 of my Stampin' Up team colleagues. It's a really, does really well considering there's only 4 of us on the blog hop. We like to keep it nice and small. And to this month, our theme was a tic-tac-toe. Here is the tic-tac-toe. I don't know if you know what a tic-tac-toe is, but what it means is we can choose any line, a diagonal, a horizontal, or a vertical, and we have to use those 3 elements in our card. So, can you see which line I did? I did a die cut, I've used gems, and it's a Christmas card. So I've done this column down the front here. So I'm going to show you how I made it. I'm going to change up the colours, and I'm going to start with a blank of Mossy Meadow, which is not usual for me. I don't often use this colour. It's very little used, but I thought I'd try and do sort of something quite sophisticated for Christmas. So I'm cutting my A4 sheet into, got this is 15 centimetres, and I'm going to score it at 10.5. That means my other piece of cardstock will be slightly smaller, but it doesn't matter. I use those up as well, but I do like to use even numbers if I can, and the size of A4 paper does not make that easy. Right, grab my bone folder. There we go. There's our card blank. Now, before we do anything to that, we're going to do the stamping and whatever we need ready to do some die cutting. So first of all, I'm going to take a little piece of card, which I've got here, and I've got this message, which is from, let me show you the stamp set. It's from Little Delights, and it's just a very lovely scrolly Merry Christmas. There are some nice sentiments in the set that go with the embossing folders I'm using. This one, thinking of you this festive season, a joyful Christmas. So those are quite nice, and I like the fonts of those, but I'm just using a plain Merry Christmas at the moment, so that's what I'm going to go with. Right, I just need to find my embossing buddy. Here it is, tucked away in the drawer. So what I'm going to do, run my embossing buddy over there, grab my Versamark. Everything's on shelves in front of me, if you didn't realise, so I can see it all, but you can't see it all when I go face to face. It all looks like rubbish behind me. It's because all my Stampin' Up stuff is all in front of me here. Right, so just going to stamp that fairly centrally. I hope I've done that low enough, actually. Let's go with it for the minute, and I'll have a check whether I have. So I'm just bringing my gold embossing powder in here. Go. Just going to use the now in this set you get a frame that is, I don't know if you can see that stitch that fits inside there, which is great. So let me find it. Here it is. So, oh, that's going to be fine. Yeah, I just want to make sure that was far enough up. Right, I'm just going to quickly grab my heat gun. Turn it on to full, let it heat up a little bit, otherwise you'll find you'll just be blowing the embossing powder around without heating it. There you go. I hope you can still hear my voice over this. There we go. I've had a very busy week this week. Been to visit my mum in Norfolk in her care home. She was on good form, which was lovely. Sometimes she's in a good mood, sometimes she's not. She was very chilly though, and so she borrowed my coat, and then it was a real struggle to persuade her at the end of the visit that it was my coat and not hers. Nearly ended up having to lose my coat and buy myself another one. It's very funny. She insists that she's right. But hey ho, that's the nature of that awful disease. I will buy her a coat like mine for Christmas, I think, so that she's got one. She did seem to find it nice and snuggly, and she does feel the cold really terribly. Luckily, the care home is heated really well, so it's really nice and warm most of the time. Right, that's going to go through the die cutter in a minute, but before we do that, we're just going to do some more stamping. So I've got another little bit of card here, and I need to stamp 4 poinsettias and 4 holly leaves. And I'm using Mossy Meadow for the holly leaves. Because I don't use this colour very much, it's very inky pad, so I don't need to press too hard into the ink, otherwise it will fill in all these little lines and detail on the stamp. It will fill them in if I press too hard. You can, of course, just scooch some ink off your pad if you need to. It's gone very strange around here. It's got little sort of, I don't know, sort of little bubbles all around the side there. Like I said, it's not a colour that I use very much. Right, and then I'm going to take Cherry Cobbler to do my poinsettias. This is the smallest poinsettia, it's that one. I think I've used that twice. So there is a bigger one, so you could put one on top of the other, but I'm just using the smaller one. So, and again, it's a very juicy pad because Cherry Cobbler, yeah, and actually that's not stamped great, can you see? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a plastic spoon here that I pinched from somewhere where we went for coffee, and I'm going to scooch some ink over so that it's not so juicy where I'm stamping. That hopefully will work. Right, I've got a lot of ink in there. Oh gosh, getting in a real muddle here. Okay, I will sort that out later on. Meanwhile, I just need to clean that off. So, as I've always said, you see warts and all on these videos, and I hadn't tested that pad beforehand. I had a feeling it would be too juicy though. It's not a, I've had these pads ages, and so they've not dried out at all, which is good news. You can tell I've had it ages because it's an old style one, so I must have bought it when I first joined Stampin' Up. But it's just too, oh, that's so much better. Look how much better that is. So that's a really easy fix. Just scooch some ink, so you're not wasting any ink apart from what ends up on your spoon like it did on mine in the handle, but it just means that you get such a much better image. And of course your stamp pad is going to last for ages because it's got loads of ink on it, so it's a win-win really. Right, and now we can bring the die cutter in and do all the die cutting. So let's make a bit of room here. Let's get rid of my, oh, let's, oh no, yeah. Let's, we'll do this one first. Where's my die cutter? My stamp and emboss machine is here. So we're just going to cut, oops. Just need to make sure that's properly lined up again. Just make sure, there we go. So we're going to cut that one out. And then just realised I should have cut some of these out beforehand because this is not a terribly exciting video to just watch me push this through 4 times, but I'm afraid you can fast forward me if you'd like to. If I was really technologically clever, I would be able to speed up this bit of my video, but sadly that girl is not me. So I'll do a, my friend Jez is very good at all that stuff, but I don't know, I'm just too lazy to learn really. I just want an easy life. There we go, let's just, I'm sure if someone showed me I'd be able to do it really easily, but it's just a case, I do Google things sometimes, but they never seem to make sense. They never do exactly, or they haven't got exactly the same screen as I've got or whatever. I know when Jez has shown me things, it's dead easy. But of course we live so far away from each other that it's not easy to do that. Right, okay, so let's take that one off. That's one of our poinsettias. Of course, the bonus is that you get me chuntering along, rambling, as they would say. There we go. Put that in there. And this, just have to fiddle around a bit to get this the right way around. There we go. Take that off. Try again. I'm getting very inky here. Don't know what it is. Whenever I use red inks, I always get them on my fingers. And it just doesn't seem to happen with any of the other colours, but I always get red on me. And it doesn't matter which red it is. It's not as if it's the pad, because it's the same. If I use real red, and today I'm using cherry cobbler, and I've got red on my hands, look. Very weird. Right, just got 2 of these to do now. And then we've just got the embossing folder to deal with. So it's a hybrid embossing folder that we're using on this, which means it can cut and emboss. Now it can do it at the same time, but what I found was it did it better if you did each step separately. So I'm going to show you how I did that in a sec. So we'll just do this one. Like so. And then the last one, you'll be glad to know, is, take my die, and you can see how warm my plates are, but they're still working really, really well. I think they're lasting longer than I used to think my Sizzix plates did well, but I think these are lasting even longer. Can't get this sorted out. Let's try and find which way round it goes. There we go, that one goes there, I think. There we go. Oh no, that's not right. Just talk amongst yourselves while I sort this out, honestly. Sorry. There it is. As soon as it works, you'll know it's right. I could do with just marking my die with a little mark and the stamp so that I can see where they go. Right, that's all of that. And then the last thing we're going to do is do the embossing folder. So what we're going to do is we are going to cut first. So this is the detailed die. So we're going to cut that first. So we need the ordinary sandwich for cutting, and then we're going to need a different sandwich to do the embossing on it. So just a piece of very vanilla, and just put the detailed die through, and I'm going to put it through again because I want it to come out really easily, which if you pass it through to, oh there we go, didn't even have to do anything, came out really well. And then I'm going to take the folder, which is here, and I need it to go, yeah, so that needs to lead that way up. So yes, that's working. So you just need to line this up with all the foliage on the embossing folder, like so. And you need like I said, you need a different embossing, a different sandwich here. So we just need the grey plate. So the big plate, the one plate, and the grey one, and just push that through, and that should give us a really nicely embossed die cut. Let's see. Beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. There we go. Right, now we can get down to putting our card together. So we've got our card blank, and we are going to attach our die cut to our card blank first of all. So a little bit of Tombow. So beautiful, this die cut. Really lovely. There we go. In the middle here. And then just smidge it a bit with a cocktail stick, just to get a bit of glue on any bits that you might have missed. You don't want them coming up, spoiling it. So, and you also don't want glue splodging out. I think I've missed a bit there. Just let's put a little bit more glue on this bit here. Like so. And then let's glue that down. There we are. Beautiful. Love it. Is that straight? Not quite, I don't think. Let's just have another go. Make sure it is straight. That's the joy of the Tombow or any liquid glue that you want to use. There we go. There. And then we just need our, there it is, couldn't find it, our embossed greeting. So that's going to go in the middle there. Like so. And then we have our poinsettias, which we're just going to glue together. So a little bit of glue in the middle of two of them. And then we're just going to put these offset a little bit, just to make them look a bit more interesting. And the glue. There we go. You could put these up on dimensionals if you want to. I'm not, because I'm making a conscious effort to try and make Christmas cards that will go letterpost rather than large letterpost. And if you start putting dimensionals on, in the UK here, it becomes too expensive to post. So, but you could put them on dimensionals if you wanted to. This is another one, another card that will go in my stash, ready to send out at Christmas. There we go, there are our poinsettias, and then we just need our holly leaves. And again, a little bit of Tombow. Really getting low on glue in that Tombow thing. I need to find out, dig out another one. There we go. These holly leaves don't stand out as much because I've got the same colour background. They don't stand out as much as they did on the other one, but I think it'll be fine. Then the only thing I did on my other one that I didn't show you before, there we go, beautiful. The only thing I did as well was I just put a little panel inside with 2 stamped holly leaves and some berries. The berries is another stamp from the stamp set, and I've already stamped that. Oh yeah, that's why I knew the cherry cobbler wasn't working proper, was too juicy because of those stamps. But I'm going to go with it. I'm just going to stick that inside there, and then we are done. So I hope you like this project today. Oh, I'm having to squeeze this very hard to get any glue out. Yes, it's definitely need a new one. Get a new one for my next video. There we go. I hope you've enjoyed watching that today. Hope it might have inspired you. Oh, we need to, I haven't quite finished. I need some gems. Right, what should I use for gems on this one? Let me think. I've got black. I wonder if black might be quite dramatic. Or I know what else I've got. I've got gilded gems. Actually, I think I'll use these. I'll use these gilded gems. So, to get my take your pick tool. And we will put a fairly large one. Oh, is this going to work? This is going to come off. It's been working really well with the rhinestones, but maybe these have got a bit more stick. There we go. So these are called our gilded gems, and they are really lovely. There we go. And we'll just pop a few more around. So one in there. One there. Oh, not working quite so well on these, I have to say. Worked really well on the rhinestones. Oh, just squeeze a little bit more of the putty tip out. Sure, some of you have used your take your pick tool for a long time, and we'll come back with some ideas. I'll put one on there. One over here. And maybe one down here somewhere. There, that's finished now. So very different look actually in that colour scheme, but I quite like both of them. Quite enjoyed making that. It's a bit more to it than a lot of my cards. It's not exactly a clean and simple card, but I did enjoy it. So I hope you did too. Thanks so much for watching. Everything that you want to but if you want to buy anything, they're all linked below, so do have a look at that. Jump through to my shop, see what's going on there, and I'll be back really soon with another project for you. Thanks so much for watching today. Bye.